Welcome to another damaged review in the Mini JP channel. On today's episode, JP rides one of the best bikes ever created in the history of motorcycling, the Suzuki GSX R1000R.
Well, hello there in YouTube land and welcome back to the channel. And today we are about to hop on another GSX R1000. Why? Well, why not? It's one of our favorite bikes of all time, and it's one of the bikes that's been on the top of the list forever. So I just got down riding that one, the V-Strom 1050, the regular one, and I also rode that one, the black one, which is the DE model, and I rode the GX, which I loved. But after riding a couple of adventure bikes and a sport tour, we need to get back on a sport bike just so that we don't become nerds. So, the GSX R1000 from 2025 has a whole bunch of new things. Look, it has white, and then it has blue, and it has a different blue. And that's about it, because there's nothing new since 2017. Everything is exactly the same. It has the BFF Showa in the front. It has these Brembo brakes that are not the top of tier stylemas or anything, but they're good enough. And then it has a 1000cc that produces around boom. And then it has a whole bunch of torque, bam. And it has that ugly exhaust that is huge and ridiculous, but it gives out a sound that is so good you don't need to change it. Unless, obviously, for the aesthetics of it. And I like the new colors. I don't know. What do you guys think? It has some nice color schemes. Always, Suzuki always do that. And then on the website, for some reason, they don't always look as good as they are. The only thing that you need to change, Suzuki, come on, man. What's with the dash? What is with that dash? They changed it on the GSX R1000. Why not change it on the R? Unless they're coming up with something new. I don't know. But now this one does come with a quick shifter as standard. And it's one of the most comfortable sport bikes or super bikes that you can buy for the street. So let's hop on it. It is obviously one of the heaviest ones as well. So let's check out the weight difference with the competition, right? So check it out. So these are the specs right here. Now the weight. Check out the competition. But if you check the price of this thing, there's no real competition except maybe these bikes. Right? So it's coming up like in a class of its own. Check it out, Dash, man. That's so outdated. It's just ridiculous. Let's try to see if we can get a good shot here. Oh, man, but you love me some 4-cylinder action. Alright, so it's in the rider mode A, traction control 3, quick shifter engaged, everything is ready. Alright. Yeah, I love the sound of these engines, man. And for some reason, it sounds so different from the Naked bike because it's a different engine. Alright? I mean, it's a different iteration. But it's basically a different engine. So all of these things are different. Check them out. And does have the low RPM from Suzuki. And this bike has always been so comfortable to ride on slow maneuvers. And you feel like such a substantial bike. Sometimes the bikes these days, they're coming up with with narrower tanks. So you can put your legs closer to the tank, but I don't know, I like to have that feeling of a substantial bike in between your legs, right? I don't know. So this one does that. I like the color, man. I just love the color. It's such a Suzuki color too. All right. Yeah, this is where it's at, man. I can be a nerd and get a GX, but nah, I won't be a nerd. I will get one of these first. I just love the way they feel, man. Now this is gonna be a problem because the demo day is so slow and so ridiculous that it's gonna be an issue trying to get comfortable on a bike like this. But I think it makes sense, right, to ride it like this so that you know what you're getting into. What the hell was that? Now a bike like this is going to feel, so this is what we're going to talk about, right? How does it feel on a day-to-day when you're stuck in traffic, when you're going on in between the cars and all that stuff? Would you rather have a bike like this? Obviously not, than something like the GX. Obviously you would have better options going on with the GX. More comfortable, more upright, you see more. But another thing is the ergonomics. When you have the clip-ons like this going down, the bike feels very heavy when you're trying to turn it from side to side on a slow maneuver, right? So that's another thing to consider. You have to get used to the way it feels. But still, it's gonna be uncomfortable. But all of that, but when you're going on the twisties, when you're going fast, there's a reason. There's a reason why these things are built the way they are. Now there's something wrong about the way the clutch lever and the brake lever are not in the same position for some reason. Oh man, I just love the way the bike feels. It's such a good bike, man. Even with these bumps, the suspension is so good. And unfortunately, I'm feeling like this bike also needs some air on one of the tires. I think it's the front one. That's another reason why it feels a little bit slow in maneuvering, because it's I think it's needs a little bit more air in one of the tires. Anyway, but the suspension on this one is very good. I don't know if I've ever ridden one of these with the R at the end. I think I've only ridden the regular ones, and I'm starting to think that it's not just about going fast, that this suspension is going to be better, because it has a whole bunch of adjustability here and everything, but it's also about how it hits the bumps. It just feels a lot better, a lot more plush. Also the one in the back, it feels very, very, very soft, but not soft bad, like ooh. Come on, you got this. Oh man, I just love the way this thing accelerates, the way this thing sounds, everything about this freaking bike. It's so good, man. I love it. I love it to death. Yep. My favorite bike, man. I always do that. It's like when I'm checking all these new bikes. Oh man, the brakes are not the greatest. When I'm checking all these new bikes, I always leave Suzuki for last, right? Because it doesn't have all this fancy electronics, and it doesn't have all these new winglets and stuff, and all these things that they come up with, right? But they don't ride as good as this thing. On something like this, like on the street, on a daily ride, you're gonna struggle too much. Yeah, the front brake is not very good. It's just as good or not good as my Suzuki. And I think it's the exact same caliper and everything. I don't know. I don't think it does have the steel braided lines, but that's going to help you on the fading of the brakes. It's not going to help you on anything else, I don't think, because it doesn't feel better than Suzuki's. And it's funny because it's a super bike. It is, I mean, obviously you're in this position that is, what is going on? Oh, Houston people being Houston people in the cars. You have this position that is very compromised, right? You're very aggressive. But I think it's not as uncomfortable as my R7. Yeah, I can feel the electronics that are very antiquated on the low RPM assist. I think mine, it's a little bit newer system. I hate this helmet because this is not a helmet for super bikes. Because when I get on a tuck, I can't see anything because my vision is blocked. But, oh man, need to buy this bike and the GX, and that's it. No more bikes. That's it. Maybe a Harley. Oh, damn it. It's impossible, man, to make a decision. When there are so many great bikes, you can't only have just one. It's impossible, man. I love that sound, man. It's the best sound in motorsports. All right. Shifter is so good, man. I mean, I'm having such a good time even at this slow turtle speed. It's such a good bike. I haven't even talked about anything about the bike, right? Because I'm just having fun, enjoying how it sounds, how it feels. Just give it a little bit of the beans and boom, it just accelerates. So you don't need a fancy character-driven V2 or even a V4 for that matter. Because the V4 doesn't have as much character as the V2. The V-twins are the bike with more character, I think. Anyway, this thing has so much torque down low that you forget that it's a super bike, right? It's just a perfect engine for the street because of that. Because even the S1000R doesn't feel as comfortable as this thing, I don't think, because it just handles the bumps very well. So the suspension is great, the engine is great, ergonomics are not that terrible. The only thing, I mean, you would change would be the brakes. Definitely, if you could especially go to the track or stuff like that, you're going to be very sporty riding. You do need better brakes because the feel of it, they're not the best. And I'm a little bit worried that my camera, yep, this thing here is gonna fall at any moment. But yeah, this is a bike to have, man. This is definitely the bike to have. Love that quick shifter, especially, I mean, when you're going slow, usually a quick shifter doesn't engage that smoothly, and this one does. Yep, definitely this is the last time we're gonna record with this helmet because the camera feels like it's gonna fall at any second now. so funny that we're going slow, right? Really slow. This bike just feels fast even when you're going slow. That's the type of bike it is. And just the ergonomics, the shape of the tank, everything, the seat for sporty riding, there's a lot of positions that you can put yourself in depending on the situation, right? You're gonna slow down, you're gonna go fast, you're gonna go in a turn. There are gonna be different positions that you want to be in, and this bike just does everything well. I mean, I'm pretty sure the technology and ergonomics have improved in the past 5 years, but I don't think there's anything that this bike lacks in that regard. I just wish I could take a bike like this to the twisties, man. And I'm guessing I'm gonna have to buy one if I want to do that. But yeah, you need to have something like this on your stable. It's impossible not to. They're just too much fun. Because you can go fast, safer on a bike like this. Because everybody talks about, oh, it's just better to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow. But it's always more fun to ride a fast bike fast. Especially because you're going to be safer being faster on a fast bike than you can on a slow bike. Because the fast bike is going to have the equipment necessary to keep you safe. And I'm talking about suspension, I'm talking about brakes, I'm talking about chassis, all of these things. A cheaper bike meant to not go as fast is not going to keep you as safe. It does feel like it takes a little bit of effort to move it from side to side, and I'm guessing it's because it's missing some air on the front tire. And I wish I could take this a little bit faster. Just so good, man. Such a good bike. Get on the tuck and you don't feel any wind. It's so good, man. I hate this friggin' thing. Well, that is it, guys. Couldn't really do anything about opening this thing up, but just by that little acceleration alone, you know the type of fun you're gonna have on a bike like this. But yeah, you have to take into account that it's gonna be really uncomfortable on a daily commute, just like the R7. Because even on this 20-minute ride, I'm already starting to feel tired. Because it's in a very aggressive position, and it's a super bike. But you're not buying it to be comfortable. You're buying it to go fast. You're buying it to be fast and cool. You want to be cool. They do need to do something about that dash, though. Well, that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, if you like the videos, to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell button, and share it with all your friends. If you don't like the videos, well, share them with all your enemies. And I'll see you guys on the next one.